What's going on, guys? So I was about to sit down and do a review of the Mobile Haro for tomorrow, and I am working on the MG Ball K or Kai. It's sitting over here. But I watched a video from a reactor that I watch fairly often named Alex Hefner. He's another Houstonian. Way more videos than I have. Way more followers. But he's a really cool dude. He reacts to music videos and metal music specifically. It's very cool. He's a very cool dude. And he had some copyright issues very recently, both from Baby Metal and from Rammstein. He tried to post the videos on YouTube. They immediately got a copyright claim, and they were blocked almost entirely worldwide, depending on which one. So he decided to upload those to his Patreon, so that people could still see them. And he has a very base model, all access Patreon for $1. And people complained. People threw a fit that they're saying, oh, he just wants to make money. People don't have this problem. Reactors never get copyright strikes. This never happens. You just want to make more money, all this kind of stuff. And it's bullshit to act like that. Not him. The subscribers that complained. The copyright system, the content ID system is incredibly strict and thorough on YouTube. Does it make mistakes? Yes, absolutely. But when you're reacting to an entire music video or song from an artist, and depending on who that artist goes through, whatever main distributor or whatever, especially if it's like part of Universal or anything like that, you will absolutely get nailed with copyright. Especially if you're reacting to the entire video or entire song. Whereas if you use like a snippet, like less than 15 seconds, you can generally get away with it for borrowing a clip or something like that. I've had to do it myself. I've been hit with copy strikes. Or copyright claims, I should say. Never any strike, just claims. The worst being Warner Brothers and Sony way back when in my first Nerdcast, when I was using the trailers, talking about the movie trailers that had just come out, and I had them rolling in the background of us talking, and every single one got hit. Sony dropped theirs almost immediately. Warner Brothers took like 2 weeks. And then the longest running one I had was whenever I did the Simone's core drill, and I had all of the voice clips coming out of the toy and the music coming out of the toy. And every single one of them got hit with a copyright claim. And it took like 3 months to fight just so I could unlock the revenue for that. Because if you get a copyright claim, they can do one of two things. They can either just take the revenue that your video makes because you're using their content or their whatever, or you get nothing and it gets blocked worldwide. Nobody can even watch it. So you're kind of screwed. But if you upload, say, directly to Patreon, which doesn't bother with a content ID system, you can do that. You can get away with that. And that's what he did. He uploaded these 2 videos that were completely blocked. Nobody could watch them to his Patreon. So a few people got to see it over there. And very few people got to see it on YouTube. I missed them entirely. They were locked down so quickly. And what a lot of people don't seem to get is like, oh, that just happened. No, like, as soon as your video gets done processing, the content ID system can find things in it within seconds, within minutes. Sometimes it happens later for some strange reason, but it's getting faster and faster. So usually once the video is uploaded and done processing, it's screwed. But basically, he reacted to, no pun intended, he reacted to everybody's criticism of him doing that. Everybody complaining that, you know, he just wants more money, this, that, and the other. And he's a good-sized channel. He's got nearly 250,000 subscribers. So he does make ad revenue. He does make things like that. And for them to complain that you're just doing that to make more money, he's only charging $1, which is the bare minimum you can charge. $1 to access all of his Patreon, not pay per video or anything like that. That's nothing. I'm sorry. To complain about that, and basically he's going to get 90 cents out of that $1. That's a true. Patreon does take like 10% roughly of any revenue per month. I've got 3 patrons. I used to have like 5 or 6. Sadly, they all, people dropped off, but they could. And just that little bit of money I get from those guys does help me out, because the YouTube ad revenue for me is really dropping off. Views are dropping off, ad revenue is dropping off. So that little bit that I can count on every month from Patreon makes a difference. And for somebody of that size, who wasn't relying solely on his Patreon, or really, really relying on it, but still occasionally putting out some Patreon content, and to put up just a video that he literally could not monetize, he could not even have viewed on YouTube over there, and people complained about $1. I'm sorry, that's just bullshit. It's like, no, just unsubscribe, go away, because you don't care about the content creators at all. This is work. Like, this is a job. This is a job and a hobby. We do this. We sit here, we video, depending on, you know, whatever. Some people just, like, this one's going to be non-edited. It's just going to be uploaded directly after I finish filming. But you've seen my reviews. You've seen my other things. You've seen, like, my Gundam meme review, which took me a day to edit that, to throw it all together and have production value. I might see $1 off of that, maybe, by, you know, next month. So there's almost nothing to be earned video-wise, but we struggle and we try. If you don't have 500,000 subscribers, honestly, you're not really making much money. If you're not getting 20, 30,000 views on a video within the first month, you're not really going to make much money. That's going to be like anywhere between $20 to $30 just for that many views, because we get a fraction of a penny per view. A fraction of a penny, or per advertisement. That's why some guys would throw in 8, 9 breaks depending on the video. There was one reviewer that I used to watch for anime and manga reviews, and once the apocalypse hit, he was putting in 7 or 8 breaks in a 6-minute video or an 8-minute video. Like every other minute, every minute and a half, there was another video, and I quit watching him. Mostly because that was getting in the way of the content. He was worried about the money. I put in ad breaks, stuff like that, depending on how long my video is, but I don't inundate you with them. They're literally not every other minute. They're not just, it's not just a string of yellow dots when you look at the thing. But for somebody like Alex, who doesn't do breaks and just end, beginning, pop-ups, or things like that, for people to complain like, oh, you just want more money, it's like, dude, he's not doing this for the money. He's doing it because he loves to do it. And the money is just the payoff, literally, for the work that gets put in. He does a lot of editing. He's a very good channel. I do what I can over here, and I struggle for views and ad revenue. I was on a steady path. Now that steady path is basically just trickled the hell off. So now I'm just trying to put out the content I can without doing it. For bigger channels, it's even worse. Or, you know, if somebody wants to complain that you just want more money, it's like, but this is literally the only way you could see it. Well, you should put it up for free in all these other places. Those places have content ID blockers. So he only had one option, and people complained. So he shut down his Patreon and took those videos down. So now no one will see those videos because they weren't even willing to pay $1. Enough people complained that he reacted by shutting it down. It's like, you should listen to your subscribers to a degree. Try to keep them happy, but you got to keep yourself happy at the same time. And if a small majority is complaining about something, but you've got this broad majority, this huge chunk of subscribers who are perfectly happy to help you out, regardless of what you got to do, those are the ones you should really listen to, not the tiny ones who are complaining. Honestly, if there's legit complaints, sure, but these are bullshit complaints, bullshit criticisms of him for doing it. And it's not even the first person. I've seen it a lot of other places, a lot of other guys that I watch, a lot of other channels I watch. People complain, oh, you just want more money. Oh, you just want more money. Well, it's not about wanting more money. It's about seeing more payback, more earnings for what you do. We get a fraction of a penny on YouTube. On Patreon, we get 90% of the revenue. That's why so many channels have a Patreon. That's why I've been uploading a lot more content to Patreon, or at least showing it off there, not necessarily uploading directly to it. So when people say go check out the Patreon, the reason they say that is, look, I want to give you the same content, but honestly, YouTube is screwing us out of money. They make most of the money for our work. And if you're part of an MCN, a multi-channel network, it could be even worse. So you might get a fraction of a fraction because the MCN takes their little cut first and then gives you whatever money your contract with them states that you actually make off of your work. The MCN does literally almost nothing except for house your stuff and maybe put a tiny bit of protection of it over copyrights and things like that, or promises you more views and stuff like that. And then they turn around and take most of your money, or not most, but they take a chunk of your money. That's why I've never joined an MCN. I've been invited to at least a couple. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. One, I'm too tiny. So it was like, whatever tiny amount of money I make, I'm not splitting that with people who are doing nothing other than sitting back and collecting a paycheck off of my work. Patreon, getting most of the money for our work. And if somebody like Bobby Skullface, if you watch that interview when he was talking about the Patreon he's running now, he does like 9 or 10 times the work in videos and reviews and other things that go on the Patreon. So he may have a paywall and it might be low, but the idea is, like, instead of putting it all out on his main channel where only so few people will maybe even watch it, despite his big numbers of subscribers, he puts it on Patreon so that his work feels like it's getting paid for. And the idea is, with Patreon, you get what you pay for. On YouTube, what are you getting? You're getting free content 99% of the time, except for anybody who's on YouTube Red, which almost nobody is. It's like in comparison. So, you know, you complain about free stuff, and then when we ask you to pay even something as low as $1 a month just to go view it, you complain that $1 is too much for that, which makes you, as a creator, feel like your work is worthless to other people. You might love it, you might watch it, you might hit that like button, you might comment, but then when we ask for as little as $1 a month, not a video, a month, just to help us out, you go, no, it's not worth my time. Screw you. You know, how's that supposed to make creators feel about their own job, about their own work, about their passion that they're sharing with others? Honestly, it makes you want to lock things down and just say, I don't want to do it. And nobody wants to watch it. You know, if nobody wants to help me be able to create more, then I'm going to shut it down. And that's what he did. I mean, he's still going to make videos, but if anything gets copy hit or copyright hit on his channel, he's just going to shut it down. He's just like, okay, screw it. Nobody sees it. That's what it is. So, I mean, I just wanted to talk about that because it bothers me. It bothers me when people don't want to do that. Now, if I had more revenue, I could be able to support other channels as well. So right now, you know, I've got three patroneers at the $5 level. That's it. And then Patreon takes $1.50 roughly. You know, thereabouts. So, you know, those 3 guys who helped me out, that's Andy, Steel Angel John, and Rodimus13, you know, I'm more inclined to try to make content for them because they definitely want to help. Whereas I put out a video a day on YouTube and get, you know, only a handful of views, which literally translate to fractions of a penny. Whereas over there, I can upload the same amount of views, but it equals $15. See the difference? But I still put out stuff here. I still put out things here. There's only a few things really locked only to the patrons. That's out-of-the-box reactions. That's unboxings. That's behind-the-scenes things. That's build logs that I'm working on right now. I've got a bunch of footage I need to kind of compile and try to get that uploaded, stuff like that. So, I mean, if you want to help your creators and they have a Patreon and you have as little, literally as little as $1 a month you can spare to help them out and maybe even see more content than you already do, then please do it. And don't complain that somebody's just trying to get rich off it. Dude, you're not getting rich unless you've got well over 1 million subscribers and you've got brand deals and you've got all this. If it's just a dude sitting in front of a camera talking about something he loves and you see a couple ads here and there, you're not getting rich off of that. Believe me. I've got no brand deals. I've got nothing going on. I've just got this and the guys who help me out on Patreon. Not getting rich, barely getting by, and trying to grow the channel as much as I can so that at some point maybe I can have this afford itself. Once this can afford itself, then life can move a little bit more. That's just the truth of it. I try not to hide things from you guys. You know, this is not paying off in any way, shape, or form. This is always a negative return monetarily, but I keep doing it because I want to. But I want this to eventually at least break even so that it can just be something that it is, you know, that I can actually put out for more of you guys. And I always say, if you want to help me continue on and make more content and do that stuff like that, I mean it. Because the money is how this content keeps going. Not because I need to get rich, but because it's trying to pay for itself. And it can only go so far with so little support. And if that so little support is a single dollar, on this end, that's 90 cents. That's 90 cents for 1 month of a thing, whereas I might have put up 35 videos that took me maybe 2 weeks to work on, and I might get $1 out of that. Might get $1, might get less a month per video. Think about that. So just, you know, keep that in mind when your favorite creators ask you if you can help support them on Patreon. Not just trying to get rich, trying to basically make their work worth it on their end. Not just because they love it, but because if you want to make something real out of it, make a real future, a real job of it, that's one of the only ways to do it and make it feel like you really earned what you did. Because it really does make you feel worthless to think that I can spend here for hours making videos, days making videos, and only make fractions of a penny a day to do it. And you're spending hundreds of dollars to make it happen. It's all about easing that pain. It's all about softening the blow of making the content go any further. And if eventually you have a positive return on that, that's even better, because then you really can keep growing. But that's it. I'm done. I got to get to doing reviews on other things. I just wanted to talk about that because, you know, I watch Alex. I like his videos. I like his reaction to things because he was a hip-hop dude who never listened to metal, and then he got into metal because of that, and then he's gone through some of my favorite bands and things like that. So I want to show a little bit of support for him because he's a fellow Houstonian, and not that I know the guy. It'd be cool to know him. He's a cool dude. But just do that, whatever. Look out for your favorite creators. Don't just pop in. And also, guys, I haven't said this in a while, really watch the videos, because I can see how long people are watching a video. If my average video is between 10 and 20 minutes and I'm getting less than 4-minute video view time, I know you're not watching. And if I shrink my videos down to 5 minutes, you're only going to watch it for 2 minutes. That's just the truth. You know? So it is what it is. Watch the videos, turn off your ad blocker, or support via Patreon, or if they have a merch store. Merch is a great way to show your support and have something on your end. So go check that out. Also, Balls for Balls, please. If you want to just donate to the cause, the link is always usually in the description down below for the PayPal. So that's all going to charity. Made a little bit of money off that so far, roughly $100. That's all going to go towards Testicular Cancer Society. So right now, none of my merch sales go to me. Every bit of merch, whether it's my normal store, the Double October stuff, the Lupus for Lupus stuff, or the Balls for Balls stuff, it's all going to go to the charity. None of that's going to me. So the only thing that's going to me at all is the AdSense and Patreon. So, of course, thanks to my patrons, as always, for their support. It really does matter. It does. You know? So if you have money to donate, I have a $1 option. I have $5 option. I've got, you know, multiple tiers of things you can do just to help support. Most channels do. But I gotta go. Hope you guys have a great week. I'm gonna try to get these balls videos out this week for a few different things. Try to get my MG ball finished for next week. And if I don't really talk to you between now and then, have a happy Easter next week. So see you guys later.